Hi, and welcome to an explanation of clave and how it functions here on CongaMasterclass.com. There's a lot of misconception about clave and a lot of confusion about clave, and the purpose of this lesson is to try to clear some things up for you where you might have some doubts about what's going on. There are only two claves. There's a clave that we call son clave. One, two, three, four. Son is spelled S-O-N, son clave. And this is a clave that actually we have throughout North America. If I sing to you, I know a cat named Way Out Willie, bump, 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 your answer is clave. To younger folks here in the U.S., for example, if I say, I want candy, bump, 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 bump. This is a rhythm that came originally from West Africa to Cuba, came from Cuba to New Orleans, and from New Orleans came up through the Mississippi Delta and entered the music throughout the United States. It was made famous in many ways by a rock and roll guitar player who died recently named Bo Diddley. People here in the United States sometimes call this the Bo Diddley beat. But the beat actually is called son clave. Now, the rhythm itself is divided into two equal halves, two bars. So it's really 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 1, 2. So you'll notice then that there's 3 notes in the first bar and there's 2 notes in the second bar. And that's what we call 3-2 clave. 3 meaning there's 3 beats and then there's 2 beats. Now, sometimes in Afro-Cuban music, and actually music, almost all music that comes originally from West Africa, so Afro-Brazilian music, Afro-Cuban music, Afro-Panamanian music, Afro-Puerto Rican music, music throughout the Americas. Sometimes the music begins in the bar that has the 2 notes in it. So instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One, 2, 1, 2. So in this case, the music starts in the bar with the 2 sounds, and so we call that 2-3 clave. It's no more complicated than that. 3-2 means the music starts in the bar that has 3 notes in it. 2-3 means the music starts in the bar that has 2 notes in it. Son clave. Now, the other clave is called rumba clave. R-U-M-B-A. There's a whole chapter in my book, the Conga Drummer's Guidebook. I encourage you to pick the book up, put out by Sheer Publications, and there's a whole chapter that explains about the clave written out for you and so forth. Now, rumba clave takes the 3rd beat of son clave and it delays it, so it comes later. So instead of this, it sounds like this. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. So the 3rd note is delayed an 8th note. So it's a much more syncopated feel, and it is the clave that folkloric music in Cuba is played to kind of funkier, more traditional stuff, and more modern, funky dance music, because that third note being delayed makes the whole thing more syncopated and funkier. Now, the first thing is that this will trick you, though, because now the groupings of the notes may sound like this. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But that third note is still in the first bar. So 3, 2 rumba clave sounds like this. I'm still starting in the bar that has 3 notes in it. 2, 3 rumba clave sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But sometimes when your ear gets tricked, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, you think that's 2, 3. It's still 3, 2. There's still 3 notes in one bar, 2 notes in the other bar. Okay? So, there are 2 claves, and each clave can start, depending on the song or the piece of music that you're doing, can start in either bar. So it will seem like there are 4 claves, but there are only 2, and each clave can start in either bar, and it does feel and sound different when you start halfway through the phrase. No question about it. If I have a circle here, if I go this way first and then come up, it's very different in terms of how it appears than if I go up and then come down. Same phrase, but it gives the music a different feel depending on which clave you start in. Okay? Son clave, rumba clave. 3, 2, 2, 3. Got it? All right, we'll keep explaining this as we go throughout more and more of the lessons here on CongaMasterClass.com.